Alright, can everyone hear me? Hoping this is working now. Turn my microphone volume up just a little bit. Alright. Well, everything kind of just fell apart tonight, and I'm not too happy about it. I had a lot prepared for tonight, um, and but that does not mean that we can't sit here and talk about the gospel. That doesn't mean we can't sit here and just chat about the Lord. Satan ain't taking this one away from us. All right. Got a new microphone setting I'm working on tonight, so if the audio is too loud or too crisp, let me know. Um, I, I'm scatterbrained, guys. Like uh, OBS, my software and stuff, nothing would work. I had this video planned out, which is this blank screen just wouldn't show up. So here I am. I suppose we can continue my reading. I'm doing two readings now. I've got one out of 1 Samuel, which I guess we'll read together. Um, should be in chapter 9. And then we can do my other one, which is out of Song of Solomon, which is a book I never thought I'd actually dive into. Pastor, if you're watching, Pastor Bill's no Coke Zero. It's just or Dr. Pepper Zero. It's just straight water. Getting over a slight sickness tonight. All right. Well, gonna give it a minute for people to join in. This one's gonna be short tonight because, well, it happens. Technical difficulties. So we're gonna make a short post about it on our Facebook page. Take a video. Alright. I think I'm gonna have to. This is all live too, folks. This is what makes life a lot cooler. So, currently live on YouTube. We ran into some technical difficulties. I couldn't get anything to load, so we're going live right now. I'm currently live. So we're just going to do a simple Bible study. I'm out of 1 Samuel tonight. We're going to do chapter 9, maybe chapter 10, but chapter 9 does look pretty intense. I've also got a study out of Song of Solomon that I'm doing out of my New Revised Standard. So join me live right now. All right, quick 30-second video. So hopefully y'all get to experience that together. So translation Tuesday up date. So take that, set that off to the side. All right, it says there's 3 people watching. I want to know. I see Sue Lynn's here. So I guess we're just gonna read, and by read, and we're actually gonna listen because kind of hard to speak. It was tough to speak today in front of kids. When you're getting over a little bit of a sinus issue. All right. So let's go over to my Bible app, and we will listen to not Song of Solomon. We're in. What are we in? We're in 1 Samuel. We're on chapter 9, and we'll listen to it on the Bible app. So here we go. Here is 1 Samuel chapter 9, and this is out of the New American Standard, 1995.
Chapter 9. Now there was a man of Benjamin whose name was Kish, the son of Abiel, the son of Zeror, the son of Bechorath, the son of Aphiah, the son of a Benjamite, a mighty man of valor. He had a son whose name was Saul, a choice and handsome man, and there was not a more handsome person than he among the sons of Israel. From his shoulders and up he was taller than any of the people. Now the donkeys of Kish, Saul's father, were lost. So Kish said to his son Saul, Take now with you one of the servants, and arise, go search for the donkeys. He passed through the hill country of Ephraim, and passed through the land of Shalishah, but they did not find them. Then they passed through the land of Shalim, but they were not there. Then he passed through the land of the Benjamites, but they did not find them. When they came to the land of Zuph, Saul said to his servant who was with him, Come, and let us return, or else my father will cease to be concerned about the donkeys, and will become anxious for us. He said to him, Behold now, there is a man of God in this city, and the man is held in honor. All that he says surely comes true. Now let us go there. Perhaps he can tell us about our journey on which we have set out. Then Saul said to his servant, But behold, if we go, what shall we bring the man? For the bread is gone from our sack, and there is no present to bring to the man of God. What do we have? The servant answered Saul again and said, Behold, I have in my hand a fourth of a shekel of silver. I will give it to the man of God, and he will tell us our way. Formerly in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, he used to say, Come and let us go to the seer, for he who is called a prophet now was formerly called a seer. Then Saul said to his servant, Well said, come, let us go. So they went to the city where the man of God was. As they went up the slope to the city, they found young women going out to draw water, and said to them, Is the seer here? They answered them and said, He is. See, he is ahead of you. Hurry now, for he has come into the city today. For the people have a sacrifice on the high place today. As soon as you enter the city, you will find him before he goes up to the high place to eat. For the people will not eat until he comes, because he must bless the sacrifice. Afterward, those who are invited will eat. Now, therefore, go up, for you will find him at once. So they went up to the city. As they came into the city, behold, Samuel was coming out toward them to go up to the high place. Now a day before Saul's coming, the Lord had revealed this to Samuel, saying, About this time tomorrow I will send you a man from the land of Benjamin, and you shall anoint him to be prince over my people Israel, and he will deliver my people from the hand of the Philistines, for I have regarded my people, because their cry has come to me. When Samuel saw Saul, the Lord said to him, Behold the man of whom I spoke to you, this one shall rule over my people. Then Saul approached Samuel in the gate and said, Please tell me where the seer's house is. Samuel answered Saul and said, I am the seer. Go up before me to the high place, for you shall eat with me today, and in the morning I will let you go, and will tell you all that is on your mind. As for your donkeys which were lost 3 days ago, do not set your mind on them, for they have been found. And for whom is all that is desirable in Israel? Is it not for you and for all your father's household? Saul replied, Am I not a Benjamite of the smallest of the tribes of Israel, and my family the least of all the families of the tribe of Benjamin? Why then do you speak to me in this way? Then Samuel took Saul and his servant and brought them into the hall, and gave them a place at the head of those who were invited, who were about 30 men. Samuel said to the cook, Bring the portion that I gave you, concerning which I said to you, Set it aside. Then the cook took up the leg with what was on it, and set it before Saul. And Samuel said, Here is what has been reserved. Set it before you and eat, because it has been kept for you until the appointed time, since I said, I have invited the people. So Saul ate with Samuel that day. When they came down from the high place into the city, Samuel spoke with Saul on the roof. And they arose early, and at daybreak Samuel called to Saul on the roof, saying, Get up, that I may send you away. So Saul arose, and both he and Samuel went out into the street. As they were going down to the edge of the city, Samuel said to Saul, Say to the servant that he might go ahead of us and pass on. But you remain standing now, that I may proclaim the word of God to you.
All right. Couple things. I love the Bible app too, Suled. So give me 1 second to fix something. I'm looking over at this. So this new microphone that I got, I really like it. It's a cheap uh, broadcasting mic. What does this do? Does that do anything? Doesn't look like it. It's a cheap broadcasting mic I got off the TikTok shop. I like it. It has some really good controls. Turn it all the way down. And then I turn it back up, and now you can hear me clear as day. So, been fiddling around with this. So yeah. All right. So, I'm at a loss. I'm letting the Lord guide me on this one tonight because I genuinely just am in shock that none of my stuff worked. So, kind of upset over that, which is fine. Either it's something that I got to work on and get better prepared, or just wasn't meant to be taught tonight. I don't know, but again, we're still reading the Word together. So this is the point in the story of Samuel that we finally get Israel's first king. We get the appointment of Saul. Now, he hasn't been appointed king just yet, but we got some interesting things to see here real quick. And it comes out of verse 16, where God speaks to Samuel. And it is about where Saul comes from. And it is out of the house of Benjamin, or the land of Benjamin. And if we do a little bit of context and research when it comes to what was the tribe of Benjamin known for. So the tribe of Benjamin was renowned as a small but fierce, warlike tribe known for its elite warriors, particularly left-handed slingers and archers. All right, so let's go to Got Questions. In Genesis 49, the patriarch Jacob, sensing his impending doom, gathers his sons to his bedside to bless them. Each son became the namesake for the 12 tribes of Israel. Benjamin, as the youngest, receives his father's blessing last. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he shall devour the prey, and at night he shall divide the spoil. That comes from Genesis 49:27. The warlike nature of the small tribe of Benjamin became well known as exhibited in their swordsmen. You get that from Judges 20:15-16, 1 Chronicles 8:40, 12:2, 2 Chronicles 14:8, and 17:17, and their ungodly defense for their extreme wickedness, coming from Judges chapters 19-20. So, Scripture shows that at least 4 great people came from Benjamin's tribe, even though it was the smallest of the 12 tribes. For example, 1 Samuel 9:21, Saul replied, "Am I not a Benjamite of the smallest of the tribes of Israel, and my family the least of the families of the tribe of Benjamin?" So we get the first king that comes out of the Benjamin family line. All right. So Saul's identity as a Benjamite was significant because he came from the smallest and almost annihilated tribe, embodying the least likely choice that displayed God's sovereignty. So think about where this is heading to when it comes to who God is going to choose. The first 2 kings that God chooses are unlikely people. Right? As a Benjamite, Saul served as a strategic central buffer between the powerful north Ephraim and the southern Judah tribes, as and his rise represented a redemption of a tribe once known for violent conflict. Now, unfortunately, this will come back and bite Saul because of his ways. So, the tribe of Benjamin was geographically situated between Judah in the south and Ephraim in the north, making them ideal central choice to unite a fractured nation. So the wolf prophecy, Jacob prophesied in Genesis 49:27 that Benjamin is a ravenous wolf, predicting the tribe's fierce warrior nature, which was fulfilled in Saul's military-focused reign, particularly against the Philistines. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It looks to be, but it does, like I said, it also plays into the downfall. Symbolic contrast to David. Saul's Benjamite origins highlighted his eventual failures compared to the promised Davidic line in Judah, ultimately pointing towards the need for a perfect divine king, which is Jesus. So we're at a point in Israel's history where, they're told you don't need a king. You shouldn't want a king. But Israel's like, no, we want a king. And they're reminded God is your king. So I know Pastor Bill touched on it a little bit. These No Kings protests that happened recently. First of all, we do live in America. Go and speak your peace, be free. But if you're a Christian, we do serve a king. We serve the one true king, and that's Jesus. But God warned Israel if what happens, like they were called to be a nation different amongst the other nations out there. And those nations had kings, they had pharaohs, they had rulers. And Israel's ruler was God. The judges were there to remind them of that. And eventually, God did not give in. God said, all right, I'm going to let you have a king. And here's what he's going to do. And he's not necessarily saying, it points to a lot of things that David did, that Saul did, but it points to everything all the other kings would do. But it shows them that they need a perfect king. If they're going to have a king, it's going to be a perfect king. And when they did get said perfect king, they rejected him. And we're coming out of the Easter season, and we see what happens when they fully reject a perfect king, a king that did no wrong to them, and a king that was going to lead them to greatness, but not in the way they wanted. They wanted the ravenous wolf that would come and devour. Instead, they got a silent lamb. So, a couple more things, and then we will sign off for the night. So if we go to Bible Hub, Samuel just privately anointed. So we're not there yet. Yeah. Benjamin was the youngest of Jacob's sons, and he was allotted a small but strategic parcel of land sandwiched between the dominant tribes of Judah in the south and Ephraim in the north. That comes from Joshua 18:11-28. The tribal area included the central ridge that controls the north to south travel. Its cities, Gibeah, Mizpah, and Gibeah, commanded the main approaches to Jerusalem. This location made Benjamin both a corridor and a buffer, placing its warriors at the center of national conflicts. So they were always involved in something horrible, as it appears. So the aftermath of Judges 19-21, Benjamin's near extinction and restoration. Benjamin's tribe had been reduced to 600 men after the civil war sparked by the atrocity at Gibeah. Israel swore an oath not to give wives to Benjamin from Judges 21:1, and the tribe's survival depended on extraordinary measures of mercy and providence from Judges 21:23. Saul's words reflect a collective memory of that trauma. The smallest is not a mere hyperbole. Benjamin's population had genuinely been the lowest according to late period census data implied in Judges. Saul's election therefore dramatizes God's ability to resurrect a tribe once off, mirroring the resurrection theme that culminates. Oh my gosh, I can't speak tonight. It's a foreshadowing of Christ. Think about where Christ comes from. Patrick says one of the important things to remember is that that the people demanded a king like other nations. God supplied and opened the door for David to take over. Yeah. All right. Well, not the Translation Tuesday that I expected, but the Lord has his ways, and I'm sure that I will see a greater purpose in this. I am not upset. I mean, I will say that this could be a blessing in disguise. I am getting over a small sickness tonight. Um, my coughing and my ribs hurt from coughing so much overnight and all day. I did have to take the day off yesterday because I was just so sick. And today was rough with the kids. Not because of anything the kids did. It's just I can still hear it in my lungs. So I need to take one more round of medicine tonight. Hopefully help get me through the night. Thankfully, we don't have students tomorrow. If I have a chance and some time, I may go live tomorrow just for some simple scripture reading. Maybe get another TikTok filmed for the TikTok page. Do want to give a shameless plug. I didn't have this planned. And then again, this whole thing wasn't planned. So this Friday at 6:30 is our jam session, which stands for Jesus and Music, at Oma Chapel Church. There is the address. If you're part of the Facebook, you've seen this. So a jam session is literally just how I describe it as, do you play an instrument? Come bring your instrument. I play the drums. If a annoying, obnoxious drummer like myself can set a drum set up in a small fellowship hall like at Oma or at my church at the Nazarene Church and play along with some hymnals, so can you. So I promise you, if you play an instrument, come bring it. Last time we had a saxophone. I think we're getting a saxophone again this time. Can you sing? Everyone can sing. All right, come sing a special. You know, you got some scripture on your heart? Share the word. I'll bring a Bible with me. It's at Oma, so I'll bring my King James with me. And it's fellowship at its finest, guys. It is just pure. It's fun, and we just jam. Someone calls out a hymnal. Randy Parsons gets it going on the keys. I start supplying a beat on the drums, and we just have the time of our lives. Will says, it reminds me of how we always think we are free, yet the Christian life is not free the way we think. We are condemned by the law and brought into servanthood through the gospel. Exactly, Will. Now, I'm just curious at if something will work here, and if it does, okay, it doesn't. Like I said, I had this whole thing ready tonight. I am sorry, guys, that it didn't go the way I wanted it to, but again, this is the Lord working. And we're doing things His way tonight, that's how we always do it here. So, again, apologize that this is not what I had meant for it to be tonight. I don't know. I guess I'll figure out the truer meaning behind all this. This also shows that as humans, we want structure and leadership, but we don't always want to submit to it fully. Yeah, we have full... Also, this is a time to discuss. Y'all are right. We have structure. We have leadership, and in God's way, and we don't want to follow it fully. So we want something we can see, a leader we can see. And for them, it was a king. All these other nations have it. Why don't we have it, God? Think back to, Eve saw the apple and saw that it was good for food. And she thought, well, why can't I have it? Yeah, she was tempted and she was lied to. All right? So, I don't know. So I'll end with something. I just opened this up. Wasn't planning on this. I'll end with this verse tonight. This comes out of 1 Chronicles. Oh, hey, Pastor Bill. Actually, let's not end it just yet. I just opened this up, and I want to read this. And this is something you can do at the jam session if you want to. So this comes out of 1 Chronicles, chapter 16, verses, let's do verses 8 to 14. So 1 Chronicles 16, 8 to 14. The New American Standard, it reads, "Oh, give thanks to the Lord, call upon His name, make known His deeds among the peoples. Sing to Him, sing praises to Him, speak all of His wonders. Glory in His holy name. Let the heart of those who seek the Lord be glad. Seek the Lord and His strength. Seek His face continually. Remember His wonderful deeds, which he has done, his marvelous and the judgments from his mouth. O seed of Israel, his servant sons of Jacob, his chosen ones. He is the Lord our God. His judgments are in all the earth. If that doesn't describe how this beginning, give thanks to the Lord, call upon his name, make known his deeds among his people, sing to him, sing praises to him, speak of all his wonders, give glory to his name. Let the heart of those who seek the Lord be glad. And if you're wanting to seek the Lord in some way, shape, or form, one, read this. Right here. Read it. Gather with like-minded people. Gather with people that want to share the gospel. Gather with people that want to talk about what the Lord's done for them. You know, how the Lord gets me through every school year. I always tell my students, I tell my colleagues, when band rating season's over, I'm the happiest person on the planet. And here I sit, getting over a sickness, and I'm just like, man, I got to put my money where my mouth is. I can say I'm happy, all right? I went through a couple moments of questioning, and it's like everyone's joining now, and everything seemed to have fallen apart there. If you're just now joining, I had this whole thing planned that I'm going to have to push back to next week and get things fixed up. Maybe it wasn't ready. Maybe it wasn't, excuse me for a second. Again, my nose is a little red tonight. I'm getting over all of this. And thankfully there's no students tomorrow. Noah's glad to see you here. What did Patrick say? One of my favorite new praise songs has the line that says, "Isn't it wild? Doesn't it make you wonder that something so profound could be so simple? Accepting the Lord is one of the simplest things." Is it the first mention of a seer? Is this the first mention of a seer? Well, you also got to remember, Sulin, I am reading out of the New American Standard. How many times is the word seer in the Bible? Roughly 21 times in the King James, almost exclusively in the Old Testament. Okay. So 1 Samuel, yeah, here we go. Just 6 times. Seers once. Okay, so almost exclusively. Yeah, it's in the King James. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. Yes, it's all in God's timing. I agree. Who knows? Maybe I would have done something wrong tonight. Maybe what I had planned wasn't fulfilled. And I don't know if there were signs all day that were telling me, like, hey, this is not the message you need to be talking about tonight. So maybe all that stuff falling apart was for the better. Pastor Bill, I don't know if you've ever had moments where you've had to change up your sermon last minute because God said, no, I've got something different. What you thought was going to be preached, no. And you probably had work put into it. You probably had details. You had notes. You had scriptures. And then suddenly you're thrusted into... It's kind of crazy how that kind of lines up with the story of David. David's just a poor little shepherd boy who was thrusted into a battle with a giant. And that giant, for us, may be an uncomfortable situation. Remember, seer was used in place of prophet because the individuals could see the divine plan. Well, not all of them. We also get false prophets. Yeah. I wonder if this point, like prophets, so this is... We're still not in Jerusalem. They're in Shiloh at this point. Maybe someone needs to hear it that can't be here this week, but they'll be here next week. Maybe. I don't know. I may have to plan a little bit deeper. I'm also just experiencing... It's like, again, it's just some technical difficulties, but at the same time, like, those technical difficulties happen for a reason. And I'm glad they did, because it's God's timing. So, yeah. So let's see if I can leave you with something good. And I've been reading out of one translation tonight. Let's I can't find a verse out of that. I still love this Bible, by the way. Pastor Bill and Tammy, thank you guys so much for this thing. I love it. It's a really good, just simple, just sit down and read Bible. It's beautiful. Yes, I've indeed had to change a sermon last minute. I've had to change lesson plans last minute. I will admit, as a middle school teacher, I am like king of improv and do it on the spot, but that doesn't mean it makes it easy. So, we're going simple tonight. Let's pull up a good verse of the day out of the King James. Let's see what we got. Verse of the day. All right, so verse of the day is what we'll end on tonight. Galatians chapter 20. No, shoot, not 20. Chapter 2, verse 20. So Galatians, I just had it. This is one of my Bibles that still has some stiffness to it because it's hasn't been used the most. So Galatians chapter 2, verse 20. Coming out of Easter, we get this. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Let's finish to 21. I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. A good verse to end on tonight. If y'all need someone to sit and read with, I'm at the coffee shop on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays for the most part. Yeah, Patrick's at Coffee with a Twist quite often. Speaking of which, Patrick, we need to get another episode of Holy Grounds filmed, ready to go. We're almost done with the epistles of John. Again, a simple let's just talk. Again, a lot of times it's just about gathering as God's people and just talking. And I love it. And for those of you that may watch this at a later date, I'm sorry. No Coke Zero tonight because I'm out. So all water. But as somebody who's sick, maybe that's best. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I apologize. This is not our normal setup. But I love you guys. I love reading the Word with you all. Hopefully next week will be a little bit better. And if you have a spare moment on this Friday, come out to Oma Chapel Church, 6:30, jam session. You play an instrument, come bring it. I'd love to jam with someone with my drums. We got Randy on keys. We might have a saxophone player there that night. Got a bass player usually. Just come play. Come have fun. Come sing. Bring a Bible. Maybe we might break out into Bible discussion. I don't know. That first one we had back in oh, Lord. I want to say it was 2022, but it might have been 2023. I can't exactly remember. Either way. It's was 2023. Maybe it was the spring. Either way, if you have a moment, go on out to Oma Chapel Church. We'll have a ball. We'll have a great time. See you guys later. Take care. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Go to church tomorrow because we all need it. Love you guys.